Now, ladies and gentlemen, with the Counter-Strike Global Offensive community on their tippy toes right now, hoping there's going to be an operation soon with CSGO YouTubers talking about it, and the community wanting one overall, I thought I'd share 10 things to look out for in CSGO's next operation. This is mostly going to be about profit, how you can look at some things and look for some things before they really blow up in price, or maybe get some things in advance. Look at some things before they get some sort of hype, or in 2 years from then, when it's 30 cents a year prior, and of course $10 a year later, how can you catch those things early and what to look out for? That's what I'll be discussing in today's video. And if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that like button and of course subscribe for weekly Counter-Strike Global Offensive content. And before we do anything further, here's a quick word from our video sponsor, Skins Monkey.
Hi you, yes you. Would you like to get $5 for free for your first trade? Just use skinsmonkey.com and get your extra skins. See description below to enjoy the special promotion and receive 5% cashback for trading your CSGO skins.
So it looks like this might be the first year we're not going to be receiving an operation on a yearly basis. And I think this is straight up because Source 2 is being worked on. We have the Rio Major, we have the Antwerp Major, we have the CS10 capsules, just a whole lot of things going on. And I don't think an operation really is even possible because the time that it would take for it to release and then end right before the Rio Major wouldn't really give us enough breathing room between things, and Valve usually likes to do that, which I have talked about a lot in my most recent videos, talking about Source 2 and of course an operation. But of course I always could be wrong, and that's why I want to talk about some things to look out for, maybe before it actually happens. So in Operation Riptide and Broken Fang, there were a lot of things, especially patches and agents, that went up quite a bit, and kind of a lot of different items in general that just went under people's radars, just like any other thing in the game. Something comes out, people don't really care much about it, and then 3 years later, that specific item that no one talked about a long time ago, or some people forgot it was even in the game, explodes up in price out of rarity and has a very high value, and you could have bought it for a very low price. And of course, the first thing, like we talked about earlier, is operation patches and agents. These are low quantity items, but you also have to be careful not to get burned. This is the number one thing I want to discuss, because with this being a very big talking point on YouTube the past few days, especially with bigger and larger CSGO YouTubers, people have been suggesting investing into these now, which maybe is probably not the best idea in my personal opinion, just because CSGO skins are extremely high in price, and even with Source 2 coming out, I don't think prices that would happen with Source 2 are going to be around forever, and I think we're going to see a little bit of a decrease later on, but of course only time will tell. But operation patches and agents are extremely valuable, considering you could buy something like the Miami Sir Bloody Daryl, I'm pretty sure that's his name, from Operation Broken Fang. You had an option to buy this for $9 to $10 at one point. Now it's pushing $35 US in the Steam market. The Wet Sox Navy SEAL, as well as the female version, were, I would say, around the same price range. Actually a little less than that at $5 or $6. Now they're pushing almost 20. See, the only catch to those things are with those prices are, of course, with agents and patches, people aren't going to buy a whole lot of them like they would with stickers or capsules or skins in the game in general. The problem with agents in the game is the majority of people are only going to want two. One for the T side and one for the CT side. There's no more you can really do with that unless you want to collect all of them for fun, which that's only going to be a small percentage of the population. So buying up 30 of one specific agent isn't always the best option. It's good to play or spread your cards out on an area like that, especially in the CSGO investing scene. Just like Stockholm patches, for an example, people were suggesting they're going to buy 1,000 patches if they ever come back to the next major. Well, the problem with that is you're not going to be able to sell 1,000 patches for whatever price you want. See, with Stockholm right now, the patches are pretty expensive and some of the patch packs are pretty expensive. But that's because there's a very low supply. If there was a very high supply, I think it would be a completely different story. One, people would open them quite a bit, and also it's a very niche market. Both of them kind of are right now. In agents, I could see maybe going somewhere. Patches, meh, not so much. So careful not to get burned on those. You can definitely make some profit, just don't put all your eggs and cards in one basket and on one play. Next up is something I'm actually pretty surprised I'm actually going to be suggesting and talking about, but that is, of course, smaller buy-ins to things for a big return. Now, this is obviously very similar to something like a major investment where you put 25 cents down for a capsule or maybe a very cheap paper or glitter or foil sticker, for an example, from a previous major, hoping that it's going to really blow up in price one day to $40 or $50. That's what everyone really hopes, right? So what you want to look out for is, of course, the paper stickers from this next upcoming operation. If we have something like the next Battlescarred paper sticker or the paper version of the Liquid Fire sticker, those are a very small investment, but also a very high return at the end of the day. The Battlescarred paper sticker, for an example, this was only 20 or 30 cents and even under that on third-party websites when the operation was up. And that's another thing. If you want to look on third-party websites to get some free Steam profit, especially in the future, that's a really good way to do so. Battle Scarred paper sticker is almost pushing $2 and was pushing $2 at its all-time high. The Liquid Fire sticker, kind of the same situation. That's even more recent, which is kind of crazy. And with smaller buy-ins, you also have to be careful kind of with the agents and patches. They are kind of a little bit of more of a niche market, and especially right now with us getting so many stickers every single year for CSGO. Like, I did a calculation last year when Stockholm was in the mix and it was kind of the height of everything. Everyone was talking about the future of it, if it was going to be a failure or not, over investment. Over the year in 2021, we received over 300 stickers. And a lot of people have been asking me as well, with so many stickers being added, are my Cato 15 investments going to be pretty good? Are my older sticker investments going to be okay? Yes, they're going to be fine. They're just going to take a little more time. The same situation is probably going to happen with a lot of operation stickers, even being from Riptide and future ones going forward after them. Because there are so many stickers getting released on a year-to-year basis now with these regular sticker capsules that are popping up here and there, like everyone forgets about the Battlefield sticker capsule, stuff like that, there's a lot of them being pushed in the market. And that's going to give you a really hard time to profit from the current ones you are owning and buying from the current operation that's out. And of course, some of the last stuff I want to discuss and talk about is don't always follow the crowd with certain skins and certain stickers and just whatever they're going after, especially on YouTube. And yes, I'm even talking about myself. If I'm talking about something at one point or another during the future, the next operation in the future, maybe look at something else that I'm not talking about, no one else is talking about, and then after, maybe talk about it, and then you'll be good to go. For an example, during Operation Riptide, I feel like everyone's eyes and attention were on the Glock Gamma Doppler and not the M4A4 Coalition. I am one to have bought a few M4A4s, and well, when the M4A4, that's not necessarily got buffed, but it got increased in price quite a bit because of the M4A1S nerf, those things almost shot up quadruple of what they were during Operation Riptide because no one cared about that M4 specifically. So those are the things you have to look out for. So overall, you have to be very careful with what you buy and how you buy, and of course, when you buy during the operation. Operation patches and agents and low quantity items. You have to be very careful not to get burned. You have to remember there's niche markets in some of those things. Sometimes buying the cheaper stickers is actually better for the long run. But of course, the next operation and future operations are going to be different from the years prior. Just like last year and this year, CSGO investing has changed quite a bit. So who's to say some of this won't be used in the next one? But this is what we know from the last couple operations that I think will translate pretty well to the next one. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys have anything to add down in the comments, maybe help out some future people during an operation, make sure you do so. And of course, make sure you don't get clickbaited into some really stupid BS during an operation. Telling you have to buy a certain sticker, a certain skin, or that it's like a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity and chance. A lot of skins during an operation, if they go up insanely up in price, or a sticker, for an example, in a very slim to short amount of time while the operation is still on, it's probably not very good. We saw that in Broken Fang, which that's a video coming out very soon, where a skin hits an all-time high during an operation and has never peaked since then. It's usually not the best sign. Stay positive, stay sexy, guys. I'm out. Peace.